I haven't seen them as smooth as this Pac photos. I know you're more of a McFarlane fan than I am. I don't trust you. I don't trust McFarlane fans, yo.
Well, he's going to have to trust my opinion because today we're going to take a look at the new Odious, the Living Curse SDCC Exclusive. Hey, what's happening? YouTubers are back, the brand new action figure review, but not just any review today, because today we're going to take a look at the new Unparalleled Universe 112 Odious, the Living Curse SDCC Exclusive. But I kind of want to take a different approach with this review. I kind of want to chronicle how we got to this point, because it was no small feat. It's pretty impressive how the community came together for this figure. So where do we begin? Well, let's start with the man himself, Unparalleled Universe. We'd first see Unparalleled Universe step into the YouTube scene in 2015 by way of action figure reviews. Throughout the years, he would ingratiate his own created character, Odious, into his content, whether it be in the intro, profile picture, and the thumbnail. There were also limited runs of custom heads, which most of them were sculpted amazingly by Casting Cave and painted by Wade himself. And there was also another run of custom heads sculpted by Sculptable Toys. Furthermore, he even had his own Odious plushie made, which, by the way, you can still get, and if you want to see a review, check out mine from 2022. Sorry, that was a shameless plug. But ultimately, the goal was to have Odious created into an action figure. The journey really took off in 2020 when we'd start seeing prototype renders of the figure. Throughout the years, Wade would give updates on the progress of the launch of Odious action figures, and in a lot of ways, as much as this was his project, it was a little bit of the community's as we got to be part of the ride, which leads us to June 2023, the start of Odious the Living Curse Kickstarter campaign. It was an incredible time to see the journey of the campaign as it ultimately led to being fully funded during the last 24 hours of the campaign. In other words, the toy community came together in the clutch to get this funded and make it a reality. So here we are today. And now here it is, the finished version of Odious, the Living Curse action figure. Now this is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive because I did pick this up at the booth Unparalleled Universe was at. It's kind of surreal to get the first version of his figure of Odious he wanted made and getting it in person. But we'll get to the sentiments and overall thoughts later. I'm just ready to rip this thing open and take a look at the figure. And what makes this a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive is this right here. This exclusive jumpsuit that comes with Odious that was designed by Rebel 10 Customs, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. And also something to make mention that you'll see that comes with the figure is a little note just letting you know that before swapping heads, be sure to heat the heads up a little, and suggested methods warm water. Getting started with the box art, it looks freaking dope. It kind of feels like sort of like a Mezco or NECA type of box, but the art design looks awesome, and you see some other art designs on the sides and the back. So the thing I like about this is all three panels, like from the front to the side to the back, are all different artworks of Odious, which looks amazing. And the thing I like about this is on the bottom right of the box, there's like a little info about the character, which I like. I like it when Marvel Legends does it, and sometimes some other companies do it as well, but it's cool to see this on the back of the box. So feel free to pause it if you want to go ahead and read that. Alright, so we've taken time to appreciate the dope-ass box art. Now it's finally time to get Odious out of the box. Alright, here's Odious out of the box, and holy crap, he comes with a ton of accessories, which I appreciate and you like to see. But let's get started with the hand accessories. So there are 8 sets of hands total, so that's 16 individual hands. Let's go and take a look at them. Alright, so first set of hands we're going to take a look at are a pair of open relaxed hands. Then he has a pair of open splayed hands. And then he has a pair of these open hands, which looks like he's about to claw into someone's back. Then he comes with another set of hands that are kind of like, the hands are like about to grip, or you kind of maybe can use this on another figure like he's choking another character or something like that. And the next set of hands look like they're gripping hands, but meant for like guns, because you can kind of see that one index or both index fingers kind of sticking out a little bit, so they're kind of like trigger hands. And the next set of gripping hands look like regular gripping hands that are meant for his weapon, which is his mace right here, which, by the way, this looks sick. Like the silver finish on there, and then the details on right here, like this looks awesome. Then he also comes with a pair of fisted hands as well, and the last set of hands are a pair of pointing hands. Alright, so in addition to the 8 sets of hands, he also comes with 5 total head sculpts, which is insane. I'm not complaining, I think that's freaking awesome. But the first one to take a look at is like an angry expression, and each one of these head sculpts, I just want to point it out now, has this awesome paintwork on it. Like you can see the shading right here in the different tones, and even the detail inside the mouth. Like the paintwork looks fantastic. The next head sculpt's kind of like a surprise expression. This is my face when all my pre-orders were hitting during San Diego Comic-Con. And this next head sculpt's kind of like a puzzled expression, kind of like, what did this fool just say? And this head sculpt is kind of like a smirking one. It's kind of like a smiling expression. This last head sculpt's kind of like a neutral one. And like I mentioned, I can't hold all 5 head sculpts, but here's 3 of them. But just the level of attention to detail, like this expression is kind of like a neutral one, so his forehead isn't wrinkled as much, so you don't see as much shading, but here you do. So it's like that little attention to detail is awesome and goes a long way in my opinion, especially for toy photography. In addition to the plethora of head sculpts and hand accessories and weapon accessories, he also comes with a soft goods accessory as well. This is a long sleeve flannel hoodie because the one that's on there right now is sleeveless, which we'll take a look at in a second. And then also, of course, because it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, he also comes with the exclusive jumpsuit right here with the Odious logo and on the back saying Cursed. And when taking a look at the figure itself, yeah, the soft goods looks fantastic. Rebel 10 Customs really knocked it out of the park because the stitch work on here looks amazing. And here's a little thing that I noticed that I thought was awesome when I was swapping the heads out. I mean, it might not mean much to y'all, but to me, like I mentioned, the little details, like check this out. Here's the drawstring of the hoodie, watch. That's insane. Like that little detail goes a long way in my opinion because you can tell there's a level of attention to detail when it came to this figure. And furthermore, an even added bonus, I didn't realize the coat was wired. So there's wiring right here and on the bottom, which is awesome. I didn't know that was I thought it was just going to be a regular soft goods jacket or coat, but yeah, there's wiring on the side, on right here, then on the bottom as well. And one thing I may mention before, it's really hard to really nail soft goods on 1/12 scale, and they really did on this figure. I think it suits the character in proportion, looks really well. And real quick, I just wanted to showcase what the sleeveless flannel hoodie looks like. So it looks like this. That's why he comes with an additional long sleeve version. But if you wanted to, you can kind of have him like this. I wanted to showcase Odious without the soft goods because I wanted to showcase like what the articulation engineering looks like, and I believe this was also an option in the Kickstarter to get just kind of like a bare body, but in my opinion, he really put his money where his mouth is because all the things you see in this figure is all the things that Unparalleled Universe has said he wants companies to do. You have butterfly joints, nice diaphragm joint right there, and more importantly, there's a ball joint at the hip, which makes immense amount of difference when it comes to articulation and movement. Just there's a lot more range by having a ball joint at the hip. And also another thing, pinless joints. So pinless at the knees and pinless at the elbows. Some companies aren't even doing pinless. And the fact that he was able to do this on his first figure is pretty impressive in my opinion. So kudos to not only like when you give criticism when it comes to these other companies and how you'd want articulation done, he was able to do that in his own figure. So more power to him. Now it's going to jump right into size comparisons. And first size comparison, here's Odious standing next to some Marvel Legends. On the left, we have the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. And on the right, we have the Bucky Barnes Captain America. Next size comparison here is next to some more Marvel Legends. On the left, we have the Toy Biz Marvel Legends Beta Ray Bill. On the right, we have the Hasbro Marvel Legends Captain Marvel. The next size comparison here is next to more Marvel Legends. On the left, we have the Marvel Legends Gladiator. And on the right, we have the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Captain America. Next size comparison here is next to some McFarlane Toys figures. On the left, we have the DC Multiverse Gorilla Grodd from Injustice 2. And on the right, we have Spawn from Mortal Kombat 11. Next size comparison here is next to the Mythic Legions Arachagor on the left and the McFarlane Toys Warhammer 40k Gene Stealer on the right. And next size comparison here is next to some comic creators. We have the Hasbro Marvel Legends Stan Lee on the left, Jack Kirby to the right from NECA, and all the way to the right we have Todd the artist, Todd McFarlane figure. Now this is how he's going to be displayed in my collection, and you might be asking why. Because there is a lot of significance and impact from all these guys, and now there's an impact in the toy community and a mark in the timeline from Odious. And last size comparison, here he is standing next to the soon-to-be obsolete DC Multiverse Collector Edition card stand. Alright, some overall thoughts on this figure? I like it a lot. This may very well be my #1 figure of the year or my figure rewind. Shoutouts to the Geek Effect. There's a lot of sentimental reasons why this will definitely be one of my top figures of the year, but even if you looked at it objectively, for what you're paying, you really are getting bang for your buck with this figure. The presentation's fantastic with the box art, you get a plethora of accessories, 8 sets of hands, 5 head sculpts, additional soft goods, and modern articulation engineering, and it's honestly really a culmination of a lot of things and the toy community really coming together to help Unparalleled Universe make this happen. My homie Rick Dom said it best, this was a win for the toy community. And in a lot of ways, it's a really big deal. Unparalleled Universe is really the only YouTuber in the toy community, that I know that have a successful Kickstarter action figure fund first. And the reason why I say first is because since then, Mad Hatter Reviews also had an awesome Kickstarter fully fund recently with his Flipor line. Another reason for putting this up there as potentially figure of the year was the experience and how I was able to acquire this. Going back to San Diego Comic-Con and not only meeting Wade for the first time, but several prominent members of the toy community. When I look at this figure, it'll hold a lot of memories. More importantly, it'll leave an imprint in the toy community. So congrats again on Unparalleled Universe, and here's to the next Kickstarter.